guys, and today I'm going to be reading chapter 2 of Two Truths and a Lie today. Let's dive in. Chapter 2, Behave Ourselves. Friday, 8:39 p.m. Finally, a sign appears in the darkness that says lodging ahead. I squint, trying to make out the words. Travel in and out. The pun makes me wince. A tickling sound fills the van as Miss McHoney puts on her turning signal like there's someone to see it. The minivan slows to a crawl as she takes the exit. The runt of the car are now just suggestions. There, I call out. Part of the lighted sign is dead, so it reads travel in. We turn into the parking lot, which holds only a big rig and a handful of cars. Every time the tires slide, Raven squeals. Jeremiah is now leaning away from her. Light from the lobby reflects on the snow, but the rest of the motel looks dark. I don't think we'll have any trouble getting rooms, Adam says as Miss McArnley stops under an overhang. Maybe it's not even open, Min's mouth twists. But the signs lit up. I press my face against the cold window, and I think I see someone inside. I hope they have a restaurant, Jeremiah says. I'm starving. Adam reaches past him to touch Mrs. McArnery's shoulder and thank you for us getting here safely. Everyone echoes him as Raven opens the sliding door. People start climbing out. When I open my door, a gust yanks it out of my hand. The air is so cold, it feels like it's pulling my lungs outside. Shivering, I gather with the rest at the back of the minivan. Even under the overhang, there are several inches of snow. After grabbing my suitcase, I follow the others inside. There's a small vestibule with doors on either side, probably to keep weather like this out. As soon as she's through the second set of doors, Raven drops to her knees and makes a show of kissing the tub, like she's been lost at sea. Behind her, Min and I exchange an eye roll, because she clasps her hands and looks heavenward. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Then Miss snorts in my ear as she gives me a hug. The clerk looks at us with his head tilted. He's tall, thin, and pale, a middle-aged guy with receding black hair. Seeking refuge from the storm, he does an admirable job of keeping straight faces at our anchors. Miss McAllen moves ahead of us as Jeremiah helps Raven to her feet. Good evening, Mr. She squints at his name tag. Mr. Noel. Do you have any rooms with more than 2 beds? Just call me Stuart. And I'm afraid all the rooms have just 2 queens or 1 king. As he's speaking, a man dressed in coveralls with a gray mullet pushes a yellow janitor car out of an unmarked door. His mustache and goatee form a square around his lips, reminding me of Nutcracker soldiers. Worthless, he starts to mop up slushy snow we've tracked in with us. When he turns... Sorry about this, I've lost my page. When he turns his head, the side of his face catches the light, and I flinch. On one of his temples is a dent, the size of a Brazil nut. Mrs. Ernke turns to count heads as she pulls her wallet from her purse. I've got 3 girls and 2 boys, so I guess we'll just take 4 rooms. Adam and Jeremiah, you'll room together, and I'll let you girls decide which one of you is going to room by themselves, and I'll take a room. Wait a minute. Raven puts her hands on her hips. Why do you automatically get a room to yourself? Because I'm old and cranky, that's why. Besides, I don't see any of you pulling out your credit card. She holds up hers. If you want to pay for it, I feel free to upgrade yourself. It'll be lucky if the school district reimburses me before I retire. When no one says anything, Miss Erica's face resting. It's kind of given that Min and I will share a room. We've been best friends since I moved here, and I expect Raven to protest that she's scared to be alone. But Raven protests everything. But she keeps still. I wonder if she's thinking to take advantage of it later. Instead of key cards, we get actual metal keys, which I guess should be a surprise. This place seems to exist in time before we were born. Jeremiah looks up from his phone. What's the Wi-Fi password, he asks. Travel in and out, all one word with an 8%. Everyone starts typing into the phones, relieved to connect to the real world. That reminds me, Miss Elker says, all you need to get in touch with your parents to let them know you're safe. What if our calls can't go through? Min waves her phone. Stuart pushes one of the cordless phones that looks like a TV clicker toward her. You can use the motel phone for quick calls, but I'll do it soon. I'd be surprised if the lines go down later. I just sent my moms a short email. I don't want to spend a bunch of time reassuring them, not when everything is okay now. As Min picks up the handset, Mrs. McInerney sighs. I'll need to call our original hotel in the conference chair and tell them we're not going to be able to make it. Maybe we can still get up early and drive in the morning, Jeremiah says. That way we won't miss that much of the concert. Adam looks up from his home. No one's going any place. There's more snow in the forecast, and after 23 car accidents, they're shutting down the highway. But the competition was supposed to be our moment, Raven says. We're juniors. For us seniors, there won't be another chance. This was our thing. Her voice breaks as she repeats the word, or one thing. It's ruined. Jeremiah puts his arm around her shoulders. Maybe they'll reschedule, which they won't. Everyone knows that. He's thinking like a football player he is. Sports are most important thing at our school in our state. Drama doesn't even come in second, or third, or fourth, or maybe 13th. Min is now using the old phone to call her parents. She's actually had to raise her voice to be heard over the howling of the wind. Hearing it makes me shiver, even though my sorry about the mispronunciation. Sorry, really sorry. Zipped all the way up. Now that we're inside a building, we should be feeling safe and warm, but it seems like forces bigger than us, bigger than this sprawling, deserted hotel, are at work, as if they wanted to pry the roof off this place like peeling back the lid of a tin can. Stuart slides a laminated piece of paper towards us. You should check out the map before you go to your rooms. This place can be a maze. It was built in the 50s, but then it had added on to about 10 years back, so rooms numbers are a bit confusing. I'll be putting you guys in the rooms to stay with 4, but they're actually on the 2nd floor. His fingers trace a path. To get to the elevator, you'll need to go past the meeting room, the bar, and the pool. And while a few of us give the map a cursory glance, Adam scans the large lobby, empty except for us and the guy who's now finishing up the mop. Why is the motel so big? We only saw a few lights when we pulled in. Stuart presses his lips together for a second. My parents tried to turn this place into a convenience center, but it's really never really took off. That's why we've got meeting rooms and even a ballroom. He brightens, but the common room has some board games the kids might enjoy. It's also where we serve breakfast. Speaking of breakfast, Jeremiah puts his hands on his stomach. Is there a place we could grab some dinner? Stuart shakes and says, we only serve lunch or dinner when we cater events. Otherwise, there's just a communal breakfast from 7 to 10 on weekends. But we have a little store in the next room, plus a vending machine in the common room. I raise my hand. I pack some food in my luggage. Ooh, Raven slides closer. What you got for us, Mom? Now, it doesn't sound like much. Mandarin, oranges, and a bunch of mini candy bars. The pantry offers aren't enough to stop everyone from checking out the store. I fall into the plain beige room. Two sides, a wall-mounted shelves with coolers full of sodas on the third. Aside from cup noodles and a few tiny containers of microwavable reality, the shelves hold very little that can be thought as dinner material. Instead, it's junk food paradise. Red Twizzlers, orange cheese, popcorn, Dots, Oreos, Nerds, pretzels, Mike and Ike's, Snickers, Twix, Kit Kats, and Hostas, fruit pies. People are filling their arms when Raven leans close to a printout poster on the wall and lets out a streak. Look at the prices, $5 for a little can of Pringles. Adam sighs. He has only Snickers. Don't you remember the economies? It's a law of supplies, demand. We're just lucky that Stuart guy hasn't jacked up the prices now that he knows his captive audience. Abby begins reluctantly following Adam's example, keeping only a couple items and returning the others to the shelves. And I end up with a ravioli and a fruit pie. My son comes and plucks the last chicken-flavored cup noodles from the shelves. After I move the van, I talk to the hotel, but I can't get a hold of the conference chair. It went straight to voicemail. Now I'm going to eat this in my room, and then I'm going to sleep, except for you guys, behave yourselves. I do not want to have to spend time explaining myself to your parents. Well, be good. We'll be good, Min says. We promise. Miss McEarley raises a skeptical eyebrow. I trust that none of you is going to wake me up or do anything that will cause me to be woken up. I'm taking a sleeping pill and putting on a sleeping mask, and I plan to get up just before they stop serving breakfast. Yes, ma'am, Jeremiah says, while the rest of us nod or mutter an agreement. We all love Mrs. Erkemy, which is why we will all police one another. There's nothing worse than disappointing her. After she leaves, Min glances at the din lobby. This place feels creepy. Yeah, shh. He'll hear you, I say. Min's right, but I don't want Stuart to overhear. Raven shrugs. We're only going to be here one night. What's different doesn't make. After leaving the little stove, we pay for the items at the front desk. Stuart rings our prices with impassive faces, so impassive. I wonder if he heard Min. The janitor or handyman or whatever he was is gone. The floor is as clean as if we never trampled over it. Dragging our suitcases behind us, we're heading to the elevator with our packages and sugary fatty goodness when the door to the fire opens, letting in a gust of icy wind and another group of teens. That is it for chapter 2. Well, I'll see you guys next time for chapter 3. Bye!